If 2024 was the year of elections, 2025 would be the year of questions, meaning how new governments formed worldwide would respond to the mounting economic, social, security, environmental, and technological challenges. In such a scenario, India too will not be left untouched, with both opportunities and challenges waiting ahead. Today, we will do an in-depth analysis of India's foreign policy priorities for the year 2025, and we'll try to explore the Modi government's approach to managing its key international relationships, navigating regional dynamics, and addressing the broader geopolitical and geo-economic opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Currently, the world battles two major ongoing wars, one in Ukraine and the other one in Gaza. Both these wars had a significant impact on India, and it seems that they will continue to affect India this year too. Apart from this, there have been other major events that will determine India's foreign policy this year. There has been a regime change in India's eastern neighborhood. Trump is back in the United States, and a recent shallow thaw in Sino-India relations is in the making. Political changes in Sri Lanka also add layers of complexity to India's neighborhood diplomacy. In these scenarios, it is quite clear that India's strategy of multi-alignment will be tested on multiple fronts. At a time when India and China relations are witnessing a thaw, this year India will host the Quad Leaders Summit. Quad is often labelled as a bloc formed to counter Beijing. An India-EU summit is also in the pipeline. PM Modi could travel to China for the SCO summit, and Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to visit India. There are also talks of a Modi-Trump meeting later this year. All these events are some important developments that will shape the world in the coming times. 2024 also witnessed the rising BRICS clout, and the next summit, scheduled to take place in Brazil, will be an event to watch out for. The 2024 BRICS summit, held under the chair of Russia, was a significant one, as it signaled the creation of a world which would be free from Western dictates and Western hegemony on multilateral financial institutions. All the member nations unanimously agreed towards increased economic cooperation and trading in local currencies. In 2025, BRICS nations will continue to work towards lessening Western dominance, and it will be interesting to see how India navigates this complex scenario as it enjoys good relations with both East and West. Talking about India's neighbor, the relationship with Pakistan remains frigid as India's doctrine of indifference towards Pakistan continues. Recently, India refused to send its cricket team to Pakistan, showcasing that bilateral engagement is yet to pick up. The situation along the line of actual control has been stable since February 2021, when both sides reached a truce to end cross-border violence. But last year, especially after June, when Prime Minister Modi came to power in an unprecedented third term, Kashmir witnessed a surge in terrorist attacks, generating fresh tensions. It seems that India's policy of defensive offensive will continue towards Pakistan this year. Talking about China, the relations are heading towards an upward trajectory, but with clouds of trust deficit, the new border deal will help to create diplomatic space for more cooperation in the year ahead, likely in the commercial sphere. But China's strategy of engagement with containment will be a worry for New Delhi. China's latest inroads in Nepal and Bhutan and its aggressive posture along the Indian Ocean region will put the relations to the test in 2025. Myanmar witnessed an intensification of its civil war, with the Arakan Army rebel group holding territory in area bordering India's volatile northeast. This development will surely alarm policymakers in India, as this could generate fresh spillover violence in India, especially at a time when things are getting nasty in Manipur. How India will respond to this turmoil in Myanmar will be a key regional security question in 2025. The year 2024 also witnessed the making of a new chapter in the India-Sri Lanka relationship. Sri Lankan President Anurag Kumara Dissanayake chose India for his first overseas visit, signaling that India will indeed be the island nation's closest ally. He also assured India that Sri Lanka's territory will not be used in a manner that will be detrimental to the interest of India. Sri Lanka also gave a go-ahead to the Adani Group's port project in Colombo, despite a US indictment which charged Gautam Adani and his colleagues of deliberately misleading international investors as part of a bribery scheme. However, the way the new Sri Lankan president deals with the political aspirations of the Tamil minority will be important. Talking about Europe, in 2024, PM Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Poland in 45 years. He also visited Ukraine. The significance of these visits lies in the fact that both these countries lie at the center stage of the contemporary great power rivalry. The war in Ukraine will define the framework for a new order in Europe, and India, which strives to be a global power, cannot be a passive bystander in it. By visiting these countries, PM Modi opened doors for India to widen its outreach in Eastern and Central Europe, a region that for centuries had remained the power center of the world. In 2025 too, India will try to increase its cooperation in this region. Talking about Africa, the continent is fast becoming an area of great power rivalry and is emerging as a major player in global geopolitics. Additionally, the US-China rivalry will be a catalyst for transforming Africa into a geopolitical fulcrum. For India, engagement with Africa may be a new area in Indian foreign policy this year. One of the hallmarks of India's G20 presidency was the inclusion of the African Union as a permanent member in the G20. India is also emerging as a key defense supplier to Africa, with sales to Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Tanzania, and Mozambique. Hence, we can say that 2025 will be a mix of opportunities and challenges for India. It will be interesting to see how India walks the geopolitical tightrope in its bid to balance the East and West.